and then we'll take questions from the media members. Make sure to use the microphones. This is being transcribed remotely, so if you do have a question, just wave your hand and let them over to you. Coach?
Loyola's excited to be here. I guess I want to start by congratulating my close friend John Tillman and his staff, Kevin Warren, Ryan Phibbs, Ryan Moran, on an incredible season and advancing to Memorial Day. Again, it's a great opportunity for Loyola, for our student athletes, and we're looking forward to taking the field again tomorrow.
And again, with questions, please name and affiliation. Thank you.
Ed Lee with Baltimore Sun. Eric and Josh, can you talk about, I guess there's been a sentiment that, you know, you guys are on the precipice of accomplishing something that you guys weren't expected to do. With that in mind, then, do you guys feel like, you know, you have nothing to lose heading into this game?
Eric, do you want to start?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we're going to go in with, we have everything to lose just because, I mean, it's a national championship, and I mean, everybody wants to win, but I mean, coming in this year, being unranked and everything, we kind of just had that motivation and chip on our shoulder that we knew what we had in our locker room, and we wanted to prove that we could make it all the way here. So with that in mind, we just want to take it just like we've done all year and just make it about ourselves and take it one game at a time.
I agree with Eric. We've been playing with a chip on our shoulder all season. Even being #1 seed in the tournament, we've had doubters and haven't been expected to win the games that we have. And I think going into Monday, doesn't really matter. We're just here to win a national championship, and that's our plan. That's what we came in for.
I have two separate questions. Is it just players only now, or should I?
No, all three. That's fine.
Coach, can you describe your relationship with Coach Tillman and sort of how far back they go? The second one was an unranked team in the preseason and an unseeded team in the tournament. What did that say about the national championship? That's for all three.
John and I, we're very close. We've been best friends for many years. We both had a commonality. We both coached at the United States Naval Academy. At different times he took the position when I left. When I first went back into coaching up at Loyola University, I was about 40 minutes away from Annapolis. And I can remember one year my Christmas tree fell down. My wife's first phone call went to John Tillman, and he was over at our house picking up the balls and, you know, and rectifying that situation for me. You know, we own camps together. We pal around in the summer together. He's a guy that, you know, maybe right now I wish I had the game planned with throughout the season and talked about opponents, because I think he knows us as well as we know him, certainly from a riding and clearing standpoint. But, you know, again, it's just, we all have those guys that we consider, you know, as coaches in your corner. And John Tillman's one of those coaches that I know is in my corner, not on Monday. But, again, just looking to have a lot of fun on the other side of the field from. I gave him a little razzing today because he's never wanted to schedule Loyola because he says he doesn't want to play a friend, as this is what he gets. So we're going to have some fun on Monday. As for our student athletes, you know, it's a great opportunity. They've practiced the same way that they're talking to you up here. You know, they just come to practice with a great attitude, and you know, similar to when I was a player, they buy in. We believed that, you know, every game our game plan was good enough that we were going to win. And Coach Shamani and Coach Ron Bakelis do a terrific job for me. And these guys on Saturdays really buy into our plan. And whether or not it's playing with a chip on your shoulder, that's the physical side of it. But the mental side of it, they're prepared and they believe in each other. And we talked an awful lot about trust this last week. And they trust each other to make the right plays, and I think they share the ball as well as anybody in the country. So, you know, again, we're hoping that we can play our best across on Monday.
Patrick Stevens from the Washington Times. Josh, just first of all, wanted to ask how much you feel like your style of play fits in with how you guys like to get up and down, and also just how much fun was it getting that goal yesterday, and kind of what were you thinking throughout those 10-15 seconds or so?
Well, I like to get up and down in between the lines, use my speed and athleticism to get the ball from the defense to the offense. I mean, scoring yesterday was pretty special. I haven't put one in for a while. It was overdue, and it came at the right time. So I'm just happy it was able to came the time it did and give us a spark going into the third quarter. So.
Gary Lambert, Lacrosse Magazine. For Josh and Eric, can you go back to your only loss? And Eric, if you could relive that painful moment, you're a pipe away from being undefeated, basically, that overtime shot that you just missed. But talk about how this team gathered themselves after a pretty devastating loss and had to get on a plane like 2 days later, go to Denver, middle of final exams and all that, and how you responded to that week and since. How's that define kind of what this team's about?
Well, I mean, the loss to Hawkins definitely, I feel like, was a learning experience for the team. We had to learn from the tape, learn from our mistakes. And then playing in that type of atmosphere, I think, kind of got us ready for the ECAC tournament and then leading into this tournament because there's 6,000 plus fans there. It was electrifying, it was loud. And then I mean, using that, what we learned from that game, and I mean, relaying it into practice and into the playoffs and making this run, it's been great. I feel like it definitely helped us getting that monkey off our back from going undefeated. You don't really have to worry about all the press of being the undefeated team and everything. So, in that aspect, it was definitely nice to get that loss out of the way.
Just to add to that, it was never our goal to beat Johns Hopkins. So after that loss, which was definitely a learning experience, it was easy to forget about that and get our minds on the ECAC tournament, get out to Denver and complete our goal, which was the conference championship, which would lead us into this tournament. So it was never our goal, but it was definitely a huge learning experience for us going into the ECAC championship.
John Gelati inside the cross. For Josh and Charlie, just Eric has been doing it all year, but still 18 points in 3 tournament games is another level. What have you guys seen and what's been the difference?
I say it all the time, but I see the guys see in practice. We've always felt like we've been dangerous on both sides of the field, and I think Eric would be the first one to give our midfielders credit, and certainly Justin Ward a lot of credit for getting him the ball in those areas. And the one thing that I really believe in Eric's case is that the game has slowed down for him to the point where when he sees a bad approach, he's gonna try and attack it, and when he sees net, he's gonna try and shoot for it. Whether or not it's just the game slowing down for Eric or Coach Shimati continuing to tinker with his stick, right now things are working, and hopefully we're going to see that kid again on Monday.
I think his game has become very effortless and smooth, especially with that one move he made yesterday with the toe drag and shot. I was impressed. I haven't seen that before, and to just be able to pull that out of nowhere, that was really impressive. But yeah, 18 goals in the last 3 tournament games is pretty absurd, and I mean, he's just feeling it right now, so he's rolling.
Coach, because the game is tomorrow, what kind of adjustments do you have to make in terms of the scouting report? Do you even compile one on Maryland, or do you just focus more on what Loyola does?
Coaches were up last night watching some film. We're a team that really prides itself on preparation, and so we'll have something in their hands post-practice today. We won't do much today. We're going to be really smart with our young men, but I do believe that getting that report into their hands is going to be really important. We're a team that has to understand tendencies and matchups, and be extremely organized. And that's where playing in an ECAC tournament for the first time, I think, is going to help us. I think playing Michigan on a Wednesday and coming back and trying to prepare to play for a Duke team on Saturday, I think we're going to draw on those experiences as coaches, certainly trying to be smart with their legs, but also as players in terms of quick preparation time, turn around, and then go let it hang out. And so we'll be prepared.
Charlie, I know you said after the game yesterday that what you saw out of Josh yesterday is what you see every day, but can you kind of go into specifically the sorts of things that you see on a regular basis and kind of what, you know, what attracted you to bringing him to Loyola?
Well, the question was asking me earlier about John Tillman. John Tillman used to be the head coach at Harvard, and Josh had an opportunity to play a summer league game up at Harvard. And I don't know that Josh wanted to go to Harvard. My close friend called me and said, "You got to see this kid. He's as athletic as anybody I've seen on our field." So, you know, again, he reached out to me, and we made sure that we got a chance to watch Josh play in the summer, and it was everything that John talked about. So we were very fortunate that, you know, at that time, I believe we won a recruiting battle with the University of Maryland, my old coach, Dave Cottle. But, you know, again, I think you see what is on the field there. Just incredible athleticism. And as Josh would tell you, you know, he's probably at his best in open space. And if he pulled his shirt up right now, he'd show you 2 tattoos of wings. And he is a ball hawk on the ground. He flies around the field. And I think he's tenacious. And, you know, we're just so fortunate that he's in our locker room. But I think he would also be the first to tell you that he's better because of who he's flanked by. Pat Laconey is playing at a very high level right now, so is Scott Ratliff. And those 3 are as impressive as a rope unit as I've seen in the country.
For the players, the first half of this season, you were doubling up opponents. I mean, it was almost like just wait for it, the big second half run, you win by 6, 7, 8 goals. And everything's kind of gotten compressed in the last month, starting, I guess, with Hawkins. A lot of tight games, you know, right up to yesterday. Can you talk about how you've adapted and you've become, you know, that team that can be okay with a 1-goal lead forever, you know, in the second half?
Eric and then Josh.
Well, I think that just goes to a competition we're playing. I mean, they saw a lot of our film from the prior season. They like to see that we push the ball, so teams weren't running off the field and kind of limiting our transition opportunities, where we get a lot of our runs from. And then, I mean, just everyone maturing throughout the year and defensively having the guys step up when we are in a tight game and make those stops, getting the offense the ball. And so I think everybody just has kind of raised their game towards the end of the year when you need to.
Yeah, definitely. In late April and May, everyone turns up their game, becomes more competitive. Everyone's playing to be where we are now. So you get those 1-goal games, and with our offense, it's pretty confident that we'll be able to get that shot that we need to at the end of the game. And Lusby and Sawyer and Ward are just really calm with the ball towards the end of the game, the last 2 minutes, and can get those shots and get their hands free. And if they do, it's going to go in. So we've been confident with that all year.
Josh, how close did you come to going to Maryland if Cottle indeed was involved in that recruitment?
It did come down to Maryland and Loyola. I definitely enjoyed my visit at Loyola more. It really didn't come down to even making a huge decision. It was I enjoyed Loyola. I love Coach Toomey. So it was a pretty easy decision.
Any more questions? Great. Thank you very much.